From prosthetic limbs and taxidermy to corsets and pinball machines, it's all here at the Museum of Vancouver for their latest exhibition, all together now. It features 20 different collections all under one roof, so we're gonna head in and chat with some of the collectors now. I have Vivian with me here, and she is the curator of contemporary culture. Why don't you give me a little rundown about this amazing exhibition that we have?
Sure. So it features 20 collections and their collectors. They range from, prosthetics to toys to corsets. And so they're extremely diverse collections, and they're very cool.
And how do you decide what collection comes in here? Because these are amazing collections.
Yeah, so a year and a half ago, we did a call to collectors. We wanted to go beyond our comfort level and our existing network, and we received these diverse submissions, and what was important was the collection and the story behind collecting. So we wanted to kind of show a range of why people collect.
How has the response been from people?
So far, extremely good. Like, people come in and it's like, wow. Objects often function as memory triggers, so they'll be like, oh, Expo 67, I totally remember, and then they'll share their experience and memories of it. There's also parents, people my age, playing pinball machines in that pinball room, and people just sharing their teenage stories with their kids.
So fun. Well, why don't we go take a peek?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we have a ton of action figures here. Tell me a little bit about this one.
So this collector was an animator, so he was in, drawing, and does a range of things. So he collects like through eBay, but goes to garage sale, and he never wants to spend too much money. The idea is, like, some of the toys here are worth like thousands of dollars, but what he's trying to achieve here is find rare pieces in garage sales. He doesn't want to spend a fortune.
And how many pieces are in this collection, do you know?
It took 3 days for 2 staffers to just fill them up. So we estimate 10,000 pieces, yeah.
So we've got the toys and the pinball machines, and now what are we looking at?
So we're looking at prosthetics, so artificial limbs, and it comes from a collector called David Moe. He's a second-generation prosthetist, and what's really cool is today David is a faculty member at BCIT, so he teaches orthotics and prosthetics, so it's a teaching collection. So he shows, when he talks about the evolution of the profession, he has that material culture to show and demonstrate, and how things have evolved.
Tell me what we're looking at now.
So we're looking at a collection of taxidermy, and this is from Gabrielle Whitley. And so you have a combination of pieces that she purchased, but also pieces that she's made. And she also collects bones. So, friends go into nature, they find antlers, they find animal bones. They bring it to her, and she actively collects animal bones, and she studies them, and she studies animal anatomy.
Start off by just telling me about this beautiful collection, because it is pretty unbelievable.
This is just a very small tip of the iceberg of my entire collection. It is the world's largest antique corset collection. I have pieces dating from 18th century right up to 1950, 1960.
You have the world's largest collection. How did it all start?
I heard that Dolly Parton wore corsets, and I'm a big fan of Dolly Parton and wondered why she wore corsets. So I finally got my hands on my very first antique corset, and I'm always hunting, traveling the world, looking for the next treasure to add to my collection. Of course, I always try to get the most exquisite corsets, colored silk and children's corsets, medical corsets. Women didn't have the option of being independent and having a career. Women would dress to show their husband's wealth and to show the wealth of their status.
I'm joined now by Kyle, another one of the collectors, and you collect pinball machines. So these all belong to you?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, actually, I had to borrow one from a friend, but other than that, yeah.
So tell me, what sparked your interest in pinball machines?
When I was young, we just used to go hang out at arcades, me and my pals, and it was just, we had such a great time. And then when I was 17, I decided to buy my first game. I always wanted one when I was a kid, and so I went out and got one from the local paper, and a week later I had another one, and it just kind of started escalating from there.
So how many pinball machines do you own now?
I think I have about 70 pinball and arcade machines.
7? Where do you fit them all? Where do they go?
Surprisingly, I've only have 2 at home right now. Most of them are out being enjoyed by the Vancouver public.
So how has it been being a part of an exhibition like this?
Kind of a surprise, just because I've been doing this so long and it's just so mainstream to me, but that's just in my world. I know this is a very interesting and unique thing to a lot of people.
All Together Now is definitely a must-see exhibition, so if you'd like some more info on it, you can head to museumofvancouver.ca. For City Lights on Novus TV, I'm Christine Wilson.